Hi everyone. I am getting closer to the end of Final Fantasy X-2. I just started on Chapter 5 and I just realized how much longer this Let's Play is going to be than Final Fantasy X. The video I just uploaded is 41. I'm currently working on uploading 42, and 42 was the end of Final Fantasy X, not including the Eternal Calm. So yeah, Final Fantasy X-2 is way longer. I think it's just that there's a lot more like side quests and things that I had to do to get the completion percentage, because I put way more time into Final Fantasy X than I did to Final Fantasy X-2. So I find that really interesting. Plus, a lot of Final Fantasy X is running, so I guess that kind of makes sense. But anyway, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next, and it always seems like that's a very popular question in my videos is, okay, when this Let's Play is done, what are you going to do next? One thing that bothers me is when I don't finish Let's Plays. So I'm looking through old ones that I haven't finished. I didn't finish Revelations, but I heard a lot of good things about Revelations, and then I kept seeing the same things that I didn't like about the newer Resident Evil games. So I haven't even played farther than what you guys have seen. Like, I just didn't really feel interested, and I don't know if this was on the computer or what, but I mean, I might go back to Revelations eventually, but I really don't see that one coming back. RE2 isn't finished, but I don't have access to that anymore, so I can't finish it. Same thing with Devil Summoner. I'd have to start all over again, and I really don't want to do that right now. 10 and Nocturne are still kind of up in the air because there's like bosses and stuff that I haven't done. Nocturne, though, I always said that I might get back to it. So, and then 10, I never promised that I would fight the Dark Aeons. I fought one, but I've been working so hard in Final Fantasy X too. I haven't even loaded up 10 since I've started 10 too. But what I'm thinking about is there's like 4 that I'm really considering right now, and then I'm going to let you guys suggest as well. And if I like your suggestions, or a lot of people are interested in the suggestions, we'll consider that as well. 2 are ones that I started and never finished. The first one is the one that I have been uploading recently because I found more videos that I hadn't uploaded, and that's Final Fantasy VIII. I really enjoy Final Fantasy VIII, but it just doesn't seem like a lot of people on the channel are really that into Final Fantasy VIII, and that's kind of why I stopped it originally. And even re-uploading it, like, it got some views, but also got a lot of people on there saying, like, oh yeah, this is why I don't like Final Fantasy VIII, and things like that. So I don't want to post something that no one's going to watch, especially when it's going to be a long Let's Play like Final Fantasy VIII. So, I don't know. So that's why I need your guys' opinion. Another one is Valkyrie Profile Silmeria. This is one of the very first Let's Plays that I posted on the channel, and I hadn't played Silmeria in a really long time. And I finished the original one, and I was really excited to get into Silmeria, and then for some reason, like, I just kept getting mad at it. And another game that I just lost interest in while I was playing it. But again, I haven't played it at all since the last video that I uploaded for it. So we're talking years ago now. So I'm kind of interested to get back into Silmeria, and I know Silmeria is more difficult than the original one. So I'm more prepared for that this time around. And plus I haven't played it in so long. I'm eager to see like why I got so mad at it, and like what different, just like what it is. So that's another one. Then there's 2 that kind of coincide with each other as well. If I did one, I would probably end up... Okay, I might end up doing that. I'm not going to say probably. The first one is Koudelka. And Koudelka is the first game that started the Shadow Hearts series. Koudelka actually makes an appearance in the first Shadow Hearts game. And there's a location that they go to in the original game that actually... and you go to in the second game as well. That actually is the location of Koudelka. So it really sets up the story, and it has that dark atmosphere to it. And a lot of the enemies from Shadow Hearts are in Koudelka, but I've never played it. I had a version of it like 8 years ago, and I started playing it, and then like it would kept like freezing. Like it would go to load areas, and then it would take forever for them to load. And then I got to one area, and it just refused to load it, so I couldn't finish playing it. And then I got it, I think, last year for Christmas, and I kept meaning to play it, but I really haven't. I tried it, and it works. So I know that much. So I do have Kudelka, and that would be a blind let's play at first, because there's multiple endings to Kudelka. So I think I would go through and just play it, and then possibly go through and look for like the best or the canon ending, like which one actually leads in Shadow Hearts. And then the last one is a game that I've been pondering doing for a while, just to kind of complete the series, and that's Shadow Hearts from the New World. And if you know anything about me, my love for Shadow Hearts, you know that I don't like From the New World. But it's also a game that I never really played. I played From the New World, but I cheated. I just wanted to play it, so I never really gave From the New World a real fighting chance. But I also think it would be one of those games that would be kind of funny to watch me play, because I'd be angry at it a lot. Hey, you guys like to torture me and see me angry, right? So, I mean, that's kind of how I feel about that. So, yeah, so just leave in the comments. We'll say 1 is Final Fantasy VIII, so just put a 1. 2 would be Valkyrie Profile Silmeria. 3 would be Kodelka, and 4 would be From the New World. Now we come to the 5th option, which is Other. Give me a suggestion. And like I said, if enough people give me a suggestion, I'll really look into it. I've had a lot of people tell me about the Persona series, and it's another one that I downloaded on my PlayStation that I lost. I think I had Persona 3, and I played a part of it, but I always find myself kind of disappointed in the other Shin Megami Tensei games, because I loved Nocturne. I really loved Nocturne, and I loved the feel of it, and I loved the atmosphere. And so then when I pop in Persona and they're like cracking jokes left and right, and they got Vic Mignogna in my face, and I'm like, this just doesn't feel like a Shin Megami Tensei game to me, because I want it to be Nocturne. And even Devil Summoner, like, it was just kind of like, meh. Like, I wanted it to be Nocturne, I really did, but it wasn't. I've heard a lot of people say that, I guess, I think it's Digital Devil Saga is the closest to Nocturne, but I like having monsters in my party, and I don't think you can do that in Digital Devil Saga. Like, you can turn into monsters, but so I don't know. So that's the other category. So if you want that, you would put 5 and then like a little dash and then put what game it is. And if it's a game I've never heard of, I'm gonna be like, what the hell game is that? And you guys could be like, well, it's blah 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 blah, and maybe we'll have a conversation about it. So yeah, so it's just future ideas, what I want to do. I'm also considering streaming more. I haven't streamed in a really long time, but I'm thinking about maybe just doing some series completely on stream, and maybe just like streaming a couple hours a day if I have time. One of the games I was actually thinking about streaming is Final Fantasy 13 2. I actually really liked 13 2. I did not like 13 at all, but 13 2, I just like where Final Fantasy 10 2 like took it into a completely different direction, and it just didn't really coincide. And now we're getting to the part in Final Fantasy X 2 where it is starting to line up. The story is starting to match up. We are seeing Yuna with that more somber tone to her, and trying to accept that maybe Titus isn't out there. Maybe she just has to move on again, or try to move on. But where 13 just didn't really hold my attention. Like the characters, like I found Lightning boring, and just like I just didn't really like any of the characters. And then in 10, or not 10, in 13 2, you actually play as Sarah, who is Lightning's sister, and a new character, Noel, and they're great. I love them. Like, I enjoyed Final Fantasy 13 too. So I thought about maybe doing that as possible let's play, but it would be kind of weird to do that without doing 13, but I really don't want to do 13. I'm not going to do 13. I had someone ask me, are you going to do 13? No. I didn't like 13. It's okay. I like 13-2 better. And then I heard 13-3 is horrible, so I'm definitely not doing that. But so guys, just let me know what you think. I'm rambling again. I always end up rambling these things. So just, excuse me, just let me know what you want. Again, the main 4 options, like I said, 13-2 is just kind of a maybe kind of thing. It's a shorter game too. So it'd be one would be Final Fantasy 8, two would be Valkyrie Profile Silmeria, three would be Kudelka, four Shadow Hearts from the New World, and then five would be whatever. Other suggestions, like what other games would you want to see me play? Because none of those are action games, they're all RPGs. I haven't done an action game in a long time. I thought about doing. I do want to do an 1800 subscriber special, but I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with that. It takes me forever to come to decisions. I think I kind of have an idea. I don't know if people are going to like it, but I kind of like it. So anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Not really, but when I'll be posting Let's Plays and stuff, so you'll get to watch those. But anyway, let me know, and thanks. Bye.